A little early last night. I was literally about 10 seconds from getting to the save.
Ursus Americanus, the magnificent American black bear. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Beautiful. How fierce you must have been. That fur. You never even felt the cold, did you? If he hadn't preserved you, would anyone even know you disappeared?
So sad, no bears.
Visitor centers of bust. I'm recording the strategic and operational value at roughly 0 point squat. No reason we shouldn't pack the staff onto a vert and send them back to Nowheresville as soon as the gates are locked. Enjoy basic income, ding-dongs.
So annoying that it adds like extra text. Could demolish spots in here and level the structure. Might be something valuable in the walls, copper wires, something, but about all we're going to get out of this dump hell. Just let it rot. Oh, one more thing. Jurors lady blah 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 blah. While we have access to the National Park Department employee registry, let's put non-rehire flag on her account. Teach her not to get lippy with her superiors. Annoying. All staff. Some of you have overheard portions of the last call them spirits conversations I've been having with charming Mr. Benevolent in my office over the past week. So let's address the honking big elephant we've crammed into the room with. The park has been acquired by something called Firebreak, and they're restricting access to authorized personnel. I wish I had more details to share, but those are literally the only ones I've been given. Upshots, this isn't a national park anymore. No visitors means no center. We got 2 weeks. I know this is not easy. If you're like me, this place represents something bigger and more important than a paycheck. Believe me, I'm right there with you. When I said this park is a beautiful place in America, it's not PR, it's not hype. It breaks my heart to think that no one will be around to applaud Old Faith or share the beautiful pools, but this is where we find ourselves. I realise there are some temptations to check out and give up, but I really need your help the next weeks. Tours will continue through Friday, so I'm going to need guides, and even though the regular ops at the gift shops are suspended, we've got a ton of surplus merch to box up and ship back to the manufacturers, including about Brazilian unsold goods. Moncorcord figures. Yes, Monaco wants everything but the display figures back. No, I can't imagine why either. Please, you guys, just give me two more weeks of your time. I can't shut this place down alone. Best, Monomori.
No space.
No space.
I hate to interrupt.
Oh, yes. Hello, well, an outlander at the Shrine of Forgotten Beasts. Welcome. I'm Enjuk.
Aloy. The Shrine of what?
When the old world still breathed, a great man built a tiny totem to this beast and stored the visage inside. When the totem is placed in the pedestal, the animal is painted onto the empty air, and the beast lives again. Well, almost.
There are 7 pedestals. Where are the other 6 figurines?
I found this one in the wilds. Remembered the indentations in the pedestals here, and saw how they matched the base of the totem. But as you say, it's one of 7, isn't it? The great Montana Recreations must have made more, but time has scattered them.
So these totems, the images they show are like the old ones.
So it seems. To think such magnificent creatures are lost to us, that we never even knew they were here. We rely as much on beasts as we do on machines. For food, for warmth, but do we study them with the same fervor? I do. For example, I have this theory about foxes. Why do foxes have red fur? Think about what they eat.
Meat?
Raw meat. Bloody meat. See? Natural causation. Logical connections. It only makes sense.
You've thought a lot more about foxes than I have. You said a great man made these figurines?
Indeed. He was, I believe, a student of the natural world. Like me. But surpassing my abilities 1,000 times over. The great Montana recreations. Perhaps the finest natural scholar the old world ever produced. His voice claims responsibility for the totems, the vessels for the knowledge he accumulated. I share his desire to understand the beasts, to catalog their behaviors and preserve their images. I like to flatter myself that I'm an apprentice of sorts, carrying on his work. Someday, perhaps, if I am persistent, I can earn his name. Enjuk Recreations.
I got some figures. What are you selling? What am I buying? Just need badger bones and we can finally give it blue gleam.
Thank you, Aloy. Look, such form and poise they have upon their pedestals. Montana Recreations truly captured their legacy.
I should get going.
Of course, of course. I've taken up so much of your time already. But I don't suppose you could keep an eye out for more figurines?
If I run across any, I'll bring them your way.
A different bear.
Ursus Arctos, the menacing Grizzly Bear. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Those claws look like they could rip someone in half.
Perhaps in its youth, but you heard Montana Recreations. He said it's grizzled, old. Its hunting days are behind it.
Otocoleus virginianus, the majestic mule deer. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
Not built like a predator, but perhaps it needed those horns to take down its prey in the absence of sharp fangs.
Alcis, the noble moose. Brought to you by Montana Recreations.
The horns grow like trees. Of course, this moose used those bizarre growths to blend in with its forest home.
Forget about traveling light.
Traveling light is for the weak. Huh? Shit, wrong arrow.
This'll last.
Fatty Luperia meat. The American Badger.
Might regret this. There. That must be where the water's coming from. Looks like something the old ones built.
totem druid. Break the dam, release the river.
Figurine. You look fierce.
The puma.
Such a little thing.
It's kind of weird that, like, there's no bears. I suppose that she does need zygotes to create creatures. I was gonna say it's weird that, like, bears are extinct, yet they can make machines that resemble bears. But then I was like, I suppose you need the actual zygote. You can't just create life from scratch. They do actually need, like, the genetic detail. But you can make machines from scratch. Well, not scratch, but she does know to actually craft the machines. Girly girl. Okay, girl, you're never going to guess what happened to on my way home last night. First thing I heard was a sound like a killer bee escaping out of a tin can. Then there was this weird light through the trees, and I was totally hoping it was aliens, but nah, it was one of those old blue Spectrum LEDs. Looked super creepy on the snow. As I got closer, I heard some yahooing, let out a weird guttural man shrieking, as if he knew he was doing some mecha primal scream therapy. You know, with 1000 RPMs between his legs. Say, Yahoo, it was none other than Dodd Barris, our new director of security, or whatever his $20 title is. He was actually riding an old snowmobile. There's like 1,000 times more polluting than a combustion era car. My expertise, potential option, blah blah. I decided not to sick the security bots on his flabby rear. After all, he's practically our boss for the next 2 weeks. But Shells, you might want to take a bathroom break now, because I'm going to lose it when you find out what I did instead. I was standing right near one of the trail signs, and I could tell Boris was heading for me. So I reprogrammed the sign to swap directions between Fairy Falls and Purple Mountain. Wicked, right? You'll never get a snowmobile up there. I hope he bailed out hard and had to walk back to the lodge. Guess I'll find my very first incident report right before this whole thing shuts down forever. I could let it slide like usual, but where's the fun? Shells, where's the fun? Oh, there's a tower there.
Well, somebody wanted in. Nearly blew this entire ledge off just to get through the door.
Yeah, but I don't see the light. Like, the lighting ain't right.
Flooding detected. Evacuation recommended. Overflow basin compromised.
The overflow basin. Is that the den? looks like a control center. What happened in here to start the water flowing?
It's okay. Like, how do you want to start this for a moment? We might be the last session we've ever seen this place. Yeah. And, so.
Nice lot of water.
No way I'd be able to swim.
Ah, fuck, I always forget about the amount of fucking text afterwards. As far as you can tell, who's gonna read this? These spooky guys show up today with the creepy ballards and take the measurements of the workstation. The next week they start installing Pharaoh servers to do our job. Bye Shelley, bye Luna, see you never. Hope you enjoy basic income. God, I'm gonna be weird to say goodbye to this place when quarantine and I split. This was all I had, and thank God the jobs where you could just set the panel and press buttons and cry all day. Which I think is why, when we're done, why we're doing this, hiding the tapes of our rehearsal in the dam. These tapes are our memory, our ghosts. Through them we will haunt this place, keep the humans in some way. The controller room was where I was sat in when Luna came in, dragging an old practice amp and a guitar behind her. Shell, she said. Girl. So I looked at the schematics for the place and I found a perfect practice space. The acoustics in this place are seriously bonkers, like echoing through the entire valley kind of bonkers. Legit, we're going to soil yourself when you see it. I remember asking practice space. Peace, Shelley.
Another holographic interface. The lock positions. Helpful.
Yeah, but we're missing a knowledge.
Hard to see anything, but this room looks like it's packed with old stuff. Might be something useful. Someone's been through. Not that one. Been taken. Drainage system offline. That's probably not good news. Looks like most of the facility is underwater. What has happened?
Damn, that guy's annoying.
Are you alright?
You don't know how happy you just made me. For a moment, I thought my fire was snuffed. The forge gone cold. But nope. Nope. Not old Gildan.
You're... welcome? Wait. Start from the beginning. What are you doing down here?
Ow! My apologies. When you mostly talk to yourself, you can tell your stories in whatever order you like. There's an artifact in that storage room I simply must acquire. But as you may have noticed, the door won't budge. I took one of those roundish, ringy what's-its from the wall beside the door. No luck. So I had to go with that pick. My gentle experimentation caused the chamber to... flood. So I pushed the button again, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. Sparks and smoke. Now, obviously, I came here to investigate. My cautious footsteps may have contributed slightly to the collapse of a bridge. And when the bridge began to collapse, I may have, for the sake of expedience, abandoned the cumbersome ringy what's-it to the waves. By the time I thought to give up the endeavor, the door had closed behind me. And thusly do we come to the present moment.
What an idiot.
You said Something about an artifact?
Indeed.
You have the
That
artifact.
storage room is brimming with treasures from the old ones, but one in particular caught my eye. An intricate looking glass. I've only seen one such device before. My old mom brought one back for me from wherever she'd gone to that time. I remember holding it, staring into its face, seeing myself and my mother just over my shoulder, smiling.
And one of these looking glasses. It's in the storage room.
Oh, yes. I'm quite sure. I peered into that dim little chamber, and there it was. I've wanted to find one for so long. Yes, this time I'm sure I have.
So you found the button that controls the flow of water. You broke that button.
Also, quite by accident.
The panel's the only way to shut this place down, as far as I can tell. This isn't gonna be easy.
That storage room is filled, top to bottom. Would you be surprised to find the parts you need in there? I certainly wouldn't be.
Well, there's no way we're getting into that storage room without another ring. It's part of the locking mechanism that controls the door.
You don't say. Well, that's fantastic news. Marvelous, even. You've got two hands. I've got two hands. Perfect.
All right, you can dive into the water then.
My salvation, and if you like, why wouldn't you? Of course you will. My accomplice. Together, that ring is as good as ours, and with it, the storage room and its spoils.
Didn't you say you dropped the ring in the water?
Well, I'll grant you that adds a heretofore undiscussed level of complexity to the proceedings.
So you found the and then...
Oh, that's storage.
So, we need to replace that ring and get into the storage room. Then I can fix the panel and shut this place down.
And I can finally wrap my fingers around that looking glass.
Okay, Gilden. How are we gonna get that ring?
2 sets of hands, girl. 2 sets of hands. Behind us lie a pair of enormous gates, but I believe the gates must be operated in tandem. Together, we can dry this place out.
Guess we better get started then.
I guess we better.
Water cannot be
Up ahead,
contained.
girl. See the valve? Time to put our hands to use. I'll take care of this one. There's another valve on the other side to lock the gate in place. Would you mind heading across and doing the honors? You know, I'm reminded of a delve I undertook out here in Frank. Stone ruin, cloud cone.
Among Us. We're venting. This guy really never shuts up. Not even dented. Need to vent.
Marvelous! You made it! Now grab that valve and give it a spin.
On it.
Oh yeah, I gotta lower that emergency ladder into the water so we can not drown if we go in there.
A little more now. Blasted gate moving.
Mate, you're not even turning the thing.
There. You should be able to lower the gate.
Right you are. Now, when I get this gate down, you'll need to turn the valve again. Ought to lock this thing in place.
One gate down.
Halfway through then, aren't we? To the second gate! A ladder
Oh,
is
level
a
drop.
rare and special thing, girl. Can depend on it to take you exactly where you need to go, and no further. I'd wager the valves for the second street gate are somewhere above us. How are we gonna get up there?
Let me look around, see what I can find. Looks like I could jump across on that rickety resting platform. I'll find a way.
Yeah.
It's too strong. I can't swim against it. It's even less refreshing than it looks.
What the fuck? How do we swing this thing? Huh? Because I can't jump that, that's too far. Is it possible to swing? No, didn't look at it. But we can't make that jump. Where the fuck do we need to go? Can we make the jump?
Nice jump! Nice! What am I saying? That was stupendous! Never seen such absolute disregard for personal safety.
Thanks, I think.
Don't want to fall in. Because I won't be able to get back out. Do that jump again, that jump was hard.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4! Come sellouts and runaway cows! We see her! I forgot the words. Shit, we started off so strong and then it all just didn't focus. Well, that's sort of my MO. No. Switch gears. Band-aid. We need one.
Damn, the water's too loud in this room. Dear nobody, when I took this job, I watched the training hollow and remembered probably 2% of the actual hollow. At some point, the hollow welcomed us to the damn folly, and it felt like such a messy opportunity because it was called a damnally, and chose not to. And B, the idea to think that any of the co-workers were family was pretty ridiculous. But then one day, I looked at the automation and whittled 6 people down to just Lara and I. I signed the papers to dissolve the family, and I thought I had, and suddenly my last co-worker with me, her faded toes and practically aching eyebrows, was telling me a joke to make me listen to the bands I'd never heard of and cheer me up when I cried. Things really good when just the two of us. We used to have these theme days. One of the silly gates were opened and set back to blank. One of catwalks, intake, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. When she brought up the band names, I pretty much right away knew the name card, but beach party was never really any other option.
Blazing forge, girl! Careful! Don't want you drowning in this ruin now, do we?
Hey, it's hard to do these jumps.
Ah, you're right above me. Just send that ladder on down.
Look out below.
Now we've done this once before. Could be as easy as falling down a hole. If you take the valve on the other side.
It's set up the same way on this side. I should look for an access tunnel.
Event Among Us.
Okay, Gilden, turn the valve.
It's not working! Damn thing's too heavy. Glance behind me, would you? See anything big and, broken?
Looks like part of the counterweight broke off. If I can get up there, my weight might be enough to get it moving again.
Hang on, okay? I've got a plan.
I need to get up higher. Could climb up that wreckage. That's pretty much what I do now.
Damn, we ended up back in here. Oh, I see it.
Easier when I was a kid.
Good, sticks to it. Tetanus alert, tetanus alert. Huh? What the fuck? Oh.
Can't jump straight to the counterweight from here. But I could climb higher, get above it.
Going down.
Those are gonna be hard to hold.
Almost low enough to jump.
You can make it! Let's see another one of those mad leaps!
Got it. We're good to go.
You were a sight to see. Bounding from metal rust trap to metal rust trap. Still a bit of water, but low enough, wouldn't you say? Now then, where's that ring?
Good question.
Well, at least I should be able to swim now.
Snap maw! It's a snap maw! Very, very big snap maw!
I see it, Gilden.
Very big, very, very big!
Just stay out of the way.
Very, very small and very, very big. 6 for 1 pound, 1 pound snap. You're very, very big and very, very big. Come on.
What'd that snap moss swallow that ring we're at?
We'll find out after I've killed it.
Of course, it's an unhackable one.
Tell me when it's dead, would you?
It's dead. You're right.
Marvelous.
This thing did swallow the ring.
So, that's the old Gildan intuition in action. It's never led me astray. Sure, its chosen routes can be a bit circuitous, but never mind. To the storage room. To the spoils.
Resistant to water.
What's in here? More old world treasures, perhaps? This place is full of surprises. Should we have a look?
Recording, okay? We're not even in the band meeting. Sort of counts practice, right? Merch. We need merch. Stickers! You're not a real band until someone vandalizes your...
I have been asked to remind you that conversations determined to be irrelevant to servitor training are discouraged.
What were you saying about vandalizing government property?
Take this map. Please take a map. Take a map. Didn't know, but he spent hours plastering stickers all over the map bot. They weren't stickers, they were just sticky notes from the desk we stole from the presentation and designed over band logos, drawn little skulls and lightning bolts and broken hearts around the name. It's not like we had any actual work to do. When this was the beginning, we were told to be on-site advisors, going through the motions of our duties so surveyors could mimic our actions, but the government creeps, corporate creeps, same diff, I guess, mostly ignored us and yelled at us for getting in their way. The robot scrub weird oval head kept swirling towards us and kept asking, "Hello, is this relevant to my training?" As we tried to duck out of line of sight, ruining its chrome finish with sticky notes and slushing each other's giggles. After which, Lara stood in front of the thing and goes, "Surveyor, this is very important. This is how you greet Belfry, okay? It's a sign of immense respect. I mean, while the servitors gave Pelham the finger, probably not right, but a girl can dream. Screw that man, Shelley.
Definitely awake now.
Take this map. Please take a map. Map. They filled this facility with map bots. Which is understandable because the place is fucking confusing.
I can't wait, I can't wait!
Door not stuck. Door
We
is
drained
not
enough
stuck.
water for what we need to do, but I wonder if I could empty out the whole dam. Oh, pipes, valves. Maybe I can drain the rest.
Valve 101. Yo, Melly, I'm trapped in Sevilla hell over here. Got in this morning and usually that's half-baked chrome dolt. was bumping up against the lock of the entry door in the server room, moaning about requiring entry to the total facility. Between its robot voice and those weird grinded sounds its limbs make, the acoustics remind me of a track from one of the latest assembly German post-punk bands. I've told them every night that the pipe network discouples so the reservoir can refill, and every morning it has to be reset manually. All you have to do is turn the valve thing so that the water flows directly to the pumps. The rest of the server seems to get it, but this guy won't stop bugging out. I mean, I know we're supposed to be on-site advisors, but this is getting ridiculous. Do I have to scratch the instructions into its stupid shiny face?
So the water from here.
I say this as a man typically enamored of complexity, but this looks like it might be a little much for me.
Don't worry. I think I've got this.
Music to my ears.
Music.
Proper tool. Toothpicks make horrible arrows, as the saying goes.
That's not quite right.
What are you talking about? You're right, I am right.
You got a competent mind, girl. A mind for nuance and
No,
finesse.
we'll do it the other way around.
No, indeed. Not old Gildan.
Fuck, the pipe broke.
This job demands a certain degree of patience, doesn't it? I'm afraid I inherited your mother's restlessness.
Water not stuck! Water not stuck!
Back. See if that took care of this.
Got it working, did you? Of course you did. Never met a conundrum you couldn't unconundrum, have ya?
The door's open.
The door is not stuck!
Because of the flooding. This must go down to the lower level. Ugh, it stinks down here. Looks like
Smell
that's
that?
everything. We should
Smells
head
like
back
a
up the building.
Fordside morning in the claim.
See? Check this out. We could just bang on this pipe, you know? Could we sample that or? Totally. Like, what about after the... Oh, just a second. I need to take Laura. Hey! Laura!
Dear nobody, I feel embarrassed now, thinking that following Laura out of the pipe station like a kicked puppy, wondering what horrible things I might have done, until she threw herself into the room and shut the door behind her, and just screamed. The fear of abandonment is weird, self-centered, because the priest supposed that the little old you is filled with immense destructive power that you could, capable of driving every person you care about away. Anyway, at the bottom of the dam, with her on the other side of the door and me on the other side, she told me that metallurgy had brought her mum's house, her whole neighborhood, in fact, out from under the build of a server farm. Oh god, I didn't know. I didn't even like that house, she said. I didn't even like the Indonesia. I hate every minute I spend with the city as a kid. When I was told we'd have to leave the dam, I went back to my apartment and sat on my bed and prayed to God I didn't even believe that we'd be moving back. I hadn't shown up on my mum's front doorstep with a suitcase and a bunch of stupid excuses. She was trying not to sound like she was crying, but she sounded like she was crying. I guess I got a stupid wish her. I asked her where she'd go, and she laughed. Where else could I go? Back home? To help Mum pack up the house and move into whatever dank little old room my childish department grunt well allow them to afford. I think I could have dealt with being one of those losers who celebrate their 14th birthday living in a house they grew up in, but now I don't even have that. I had no idea how to make her feel better, so I just sat on the other side of the door and started singing the song we were working on. The one about being the last two girls on Earth, and eventually she started singing along. Love Shelley.
So, as we circle back around to the matter of the supply room,
what was the point in draining that? Like, all that did was give us an I guess all that did was give us an extra log.
Look at that! Ha! You've drained this place completely! Could be that this old ruin is hiding a few more secrets down below. Of course, that storage room still awaits our perusal.
Did we come from this pipe? I forgot where we came from.
Those drainage pipes lead into another room. Wonder what's in there.
But we can't get into that room. Now, how will we get back?
Almost there! Soon I'll hold the looking glass in my hand. Just like Mom and I used to. What are you doing with your hands there, girl?
You're no longer stuck.
I can't believe that worked. I thought you'd lost your mind, tickling the empty air like that.
I can't spare the weight.
Where is it? Where did it go?
I mean, this is it. We get to play together, what,
saw one
Farewell
here.
tour. Reunion tour in like 6 months. I mean, this is it. We get to play together, what, maybe 2 more times? Nah, shells. Farewell tour! Reunion tour in like 6 months. Bands do it all the time. For our adoring fans. It's not that hard to stay in touch, Shelly. We could practice in holospace. People always say that.
Either of us really knew what was happening. We were yelling at each other and kept thinking, like, I'm not going to abandon her. She's abandoning me. And I guess she probably is thinking the similar. We went on for quite a while. We drank some more. Eventually ordered an auto car and paled into it. Slid us far from each other on the back seat, arms crossed, staring out the window. And I heard myself think, yeah, talking, screw it. I don't care if you stay in touch with me. I'm going to stay in touch with you, whether you like it or not. You're not going to get rid of me ever. Laura looked at me for what felt like an age. I thought she was going to start yelling, but then her hand crept over to mine and we just sat there together. Bottoms up, Shelley.
Okay, let's fix the panel and shut this place down.
One doesn't imagine such things not 2 delves in a row.
Gilden?
Saw it. The looking glass. I was so sure. Right there in the window. I was... Of course. Trick of the light. Nothing at all.
I'm sorry, Gilden. It must have meant a lot to you.
Oh, no. Much as any artifact of the old ones would mean to me, really. It's fine. I'm fine. Besides, what are the spoils compared to the delve? That's why we do it, girl. The delve, not the treasure. And what a delve it was! Ugh. By the great blazing forge, I'll never forget that. Now then, I believe we have some repairs to make.
Huh? What was that?
Should have brought a cart.
Maybe you should have. The nut button. Nut.
Oh, that's a whole lot prettier, isn't it? George, you are a wonder! Do you hear that often? I'll hazard a guess you do.
I've heard something like that once or twice.
Oh, she's modest now. A master of the arts of the old ones, a delver to shame the entire claim, and she wants to be modest. Ha!
It's not like I did it alone, Gilden.
No. No, I suppose not.
So what's next for you? On your way back to the claim?
And deprive the people of Song's Edge the story of this encounter? Perish the thought! I'll stay there a while longer. But a story is best told by all who encountered it. Come and lend a hand, won't you?
Probably not.
Overflow basin empty. Interior accessible.
This bitch
Minimal
empty.
flood damage.
Sounds like the basin is dried out too. Maybe I'll take a look.
Another adventure so soon? You're braver than...
The overall basin's outside, right?
me. There was no question of that.
Hey, we caught ourselves. That actually would have hurt quite a bit. Not sure the overload
Water's low.
better now.
And going by that sound, I think Lala is already at the bin. Whoa there!
Ah, there is one here. Large pink tainted rock marks the summit of the Banuk Bunkit Tana Hill, Selangor highest point. At one time, 164 meters above sea level, Chalmer lay crowds of self-holberg next to the rock. Her bright smile, candidates never fleeting, pessimistic fake nails and 30-style Serbaline jewellery. I thought I'd never see this place again. I still can't believe it's real, she marvels. Proud Benedictine stood against time and weathered by the rest of Singapore, has fared less well, with approximately a third of the island's nation at least 5 meters above sea levels. Singapore forces the abandon of home as the inexorable water leaches away at the foundations of snoring 20s. Now the surrounding members of Melon families are returning alongside many others to the as the global temperatures and sea levels stabilize. People come by air and water to see the refuge, the daily effects of the Solar River tragedy, whose costs still reverberate to this day. All the hopes of building a top life collapse once again to stable the prosperous country. Singapore represents one of the many states abandoned by their citizens in the aftermath of the heavy coastal flooding. Questions surrounding the ownership are difficult questions. Governments and law enforcement, personal field advisors of the country, and documentary titles scattered at best. The plot of land which Chalmers' childhood home was once set at belongs to the Lower Fanny for almost